everyone, it's Destiny, and today we are going to be showcasing the Dahlia alongside Firefly, and I actually have two showcases for you all today against two different bosses. And before we get into today's video, I would love to know if you are personally pulling for the Dahlia or potentially skipping her for someone else and for who. Lastly, if you enjoy videos like these, consider subscribing to the channel to see more Star Rail content from me. Leave a like to support today's video, and now let's get straight into it. For today's showcase, we are using Firefly, the Dahlia, Fugue, and then Harmony Trailblazer, which if you are already using Remembrance Trailblazer, no problems here. What you can do is actually use Ruan Mei in this slot, or if you would like, you can also use a sustain option such as Gallagher or Linksha. So what we're going to do is just get straight into the showcase and use our techniques. Here is the Dahlia's technique. It looks super cool. And now with Firefly, we will just attack like so, and bam. So we're going to get straight into the showcase here. And Dahlia will also be able to unleash a follow-up attack onto enemies, which if we take a quick look, Firefly and the Dahlia both have this blue icon above their heads. This blue icon means that they are dance partners, and whenever an ally with the blue icon attacks an enemy, the Dahlia will be able to unleash a follow-up attack onto them, as you all just saw, and this will trigger once per turn. So what we're going to do here with Harmony Trailblazer is just use our skill. There we go. With Fugue here, we are just going to apply the Foxian Prayer buff onto Firefly. You can also opt for applying this buff onto Harmony Trailblazer as well. Either option should be perfectly fine. With Firefly here, we are just going to use her skill, and now we will follow up here with her ultimate. There we go. Now we're going to attack this enemy onto the left, and the enemy onto the right will also be broken as a result. Close attack like so, and boom, there we go. Now with Dahlia here, what we will do is just basic attack. With Harmony Trailblazer here, I am going to use their ultimate like so. And now we have more enemies on the field. What I'm going to do is use Firefly's skill here on the little enemy. The reason I'm doing this is so that Harmony Trailblazer can get a bit more energy from these enemies being broken. And I also don't want to kill these enemies just yet. I do want to get more energy for Harmony Trailblazer before going into the next wave of enemies. So we will just use our skill here. And bam, there we go. We are dealing quite a lot of damage though, so even though we attacked that little minion, this enemy in the middle here is almost a goner already. But what we're going to do now with Harmony Trailblazer is our skill. There we go. And now with Fugue, we can just basic attack. With Dahlia here, what we will do is just simply basic attack as well. And now with Firefly, she will be able to break the enemy onto the left, so the little minion, as well as attack the enemy in the middle and then the enemy to the right. This should result in these enemies going down. Boom. Okay, really close. There comes in Dahlia, and there we go. Now we have Harmony Trailblazer's ultimate, Fugue's ultimate, as well as Dahlia's ultimate. So we're just going to use 3 ultimates in a row here. So we're going to advance for the entire team with Harmony Trailblazer, as they do have Dance Dance equipped. With Fugue, we will use her ultimate, and now with Dahlia, we will use her ultimate, further reducing these enemies' toughness meter as well as reducing these enemies' defenses as well. If we take a look at the debuff at the top, when Dahlia uses her ultimate, she will reduce the defenses of all enemies, which their defense is reduced by 18%. Now with Firefly here, we are just going to use her skill and deal a bunch of damage, and boom, there we go. 1.4 million, almost 1.5 million right there. With Dahlia here, we will just use her skill. And now with Harmony Trailblazer, we will follow up with their skill, basic attack with Fugue, and now use Firefly's skill as well, and boom! Now Dahlia will come in with her follow-up, and Kokolia already has 25% HP. So we're doing pretty good so far. And now we will get attacked a bit, no biggie here though. We will just basic attack. With Harmony Trailblazer here, I will also follow up here with their skill, and I will also use their ultimate as well. There we go. Now with Fugue, I will just basic attack. With Firefly here, I will use her skill, and boom. Now Dahlia will come in with her follow-up, and with Dahlia, I can also follow up with her skill as well. And now with Firefly, what we will do is follow up here with her skill. Dahlia will come in with the follow-up, and now what we could do is use Firefly's ultimate as well. And we should be able to defeat Kokolia here as well as Bronya. I am so sorry. I love Bronya so much, so it breaks my heart that we have to do this to her. But I'm sorry, Bronya. Please forgive me. All right, here comes in Firefly. And bam! And if we also had Dahlia's ultimate there, we would have been able to deal even more damage onto these enemies. And we were able to achieve a 0 cycle clear, which I think is awesome. And real quick, I want to do one more showcase for today's video featuring a different boss. For a second showcase, I thought that we could actually fight Sam with Firefly here.
That man's an imposter. That man is the imposter.
So we're just going to use our techniques and then get straight into it. And boom. So let's just see how this fight goes right here. I don't expect to 0 cycle since we are fighting Sam, but I still expect pretty nice results overall. So with Harmony Trailblazer, what we'll do here is just use our skill. With Fugue, we are going to give the buff here to Harmony Trailblazer. With Firefly, I will just use her skill and now follow up here with her ultimate. There we go. And now we can break the horse enemy to the right. And now with Dahlia, I will just basic attack and also follow up here with her ultimate. And boom, there we go. All right, we're gonna take a bit of damage here, which is perfectly fine. With Harmony Trailblazer, I will follow up here with our ultimate. And with Firefly, we'll use our skill. Boom. Dahlia will come in with the follow-up. And now with Harmony Trailblazer, I'll use their skill once again. With Fugue, we could just basic attack here, and now we can use our skill. And boom, there we go. Now we're on to the next wave here. With Fugue, we will just use our ultimate. Skill here with Firefly. Skill with Dahlia as well. Skill with Trailblazer. We can also follow up here with Trailblazer's ultimate. There we go. And boom. Now Dahlia will come in with her follow-up once again. And now we can also use our ultimate right here. And wha-bam. We're just going to use our skill, follow up here with Firefly's skill. Now with Firefly, we will use our skill and also follow up here with our ultimate. And now we can use another skill. Boom. Now Turbulence will come in, 54%. We'll just basic attack. And now with Harmony Trailblazer here, we can use our ultimate once again. Now with Dahlia, what we could do is use her skill. Boom. And now we'll get back our skill points. And with Firefly, well, bam, 28% right there. Follow up here with our ultimate. If only we had enough action advance here for Firefly. It was super close, but unfortunately we weren't able to push Firefly up as well. I believe we would have maybe been able to actually get a 1 cycle clear here if we were able to do that, but it looks like we will be getting a 2 cycle clear instead. I believe this actually should be enough damage here, especially with Dahlia's follow-up. Boom. Okay, that was enough damage. We were able to deal 1.1 million right there, and we were able to get a 2 cycle clear against Sam. I do think with more optimization, there could definitely be the possibility of a 1 cycle clear instead, especially with how close we were. So it is pretty cool to see just how the Firefly team is performing now with the addition of Dahlia. Which now let's check out the builds of today's video. For Showcase 1 and Showcase 2, I use the exact same build, so let's take a look at Firefly's stats here. Here they are. We are using her signature Lycon, but you can absolutely consider using On the Fall of an Aeon instead, which is a nice free-to-play option for her. Or you can consider these alternatives as well. For her traces, they are maxed out. For her relics, we're just using Forge and the Iron Break set, which we also have 27 substats. And here is also each of the pieces. For Firefly's Eidolons, she is E0. I have not activated any of these, as you all can see. As for Dahlia, here she is. We do have her signature light cone equipped, but here are some alternatives that you can consider. Something to note though regarding the Dahlia is that if you decide to use an alternative light cone that has a base chance of inflicting a debuff onto an enemy, for example, Resolution Shines as Pearls of Sweat, then you will have to consider investing a bit into her effect hit rate stat in order to inflict those debuffs consistently. With Dahlia's base kit though, she does not need to build effect hit rate. It's more so if you are using a light cone that has a debuff that you can inflict onto enemies, but you have a base chance of inflicting it. As a defense reduction she inflicts onto enemies with her ultimate is guaranteed. There is no effect hit rate required to inflict this defense reduction, but if you do use a light cone that has a base chance, you will need to consider that when it comes to building the Dahlia here. As for her traces, they're maxed out. As for her relics, we're using Forge and the Iron Break set. We have 24 substats here for Dahlia, and we can also see right here. Here are each of her pieces. I am using an HP body and HP orb due to the fact that this will assist with her sustainability when using her on a sustainless team such as this one. We have 5000 HP, which was very useful for being able to tank hits a bit better in comparison if we did not use a defensive body piece or a defensive orb. As for her Eidolons, she is completely E0. I've not activated any of these, as you all can see. Now for Harmony Trailblazer, here they are and here are their stats. We're using Dance Dance Dance, Trace is maxed out, relics we are using Smartly Von Wagon Watchmaker, and we have 27 substats. And here are each of the pieces here for Trailblazer. For Eidolons, they are E6. Now we have Fugue, and here are her stats. We are using her signature light cone for today, but here are some alternatives that you can consider using on her. One thing to note is that if you have 2 copies of Resolution Shines as Pearls of Sweat, Resolution Shines as Pearls of Sweat cannot stack with the defense reduction. So that is something to keep in mind of. Since Dahlia as well as Fugue can both take advantage of this light cone, you will have to consider the fact that the defense reduction from this light cone will not stack. So in that scenario, you would like to use 2 different light cones on them. As for the traces, they are maxed out. As for the relics, we are using Forge and the Iron Break set once again, and we have 23 substats. As for her Eidolons, she's completely E0. I've not activated any of these, as you all can see. And when it comes to the slot of Harmony Trailblazer, once again, if you are using Remembrance Trailblazer, you can use Ruan Mei in this slot, or you can consider using Linkshot or Gallagher. An alternative team that you can also consider is using Harmony Trailblazer and Ruan Mei for a sustainless team if you do not have Fugue. And overall, the Dahlia provides very nice benefits for Firefly as well as other Super Break characters. One of her biggest benefits is that she will allow you to deal super break damage onto enemies without them being broken. Thanks to her skill right here, she will deploy a zone for 3 turns, and this zone's duration will decrease by 1 at the start of her turn, which when this zone is active, it'll increase all allies' weakness breaking efficiency by 50%, resulting in you being able to break enemies faster, but you also will be able to deal super break damage onto enemies even if they are not weakness broken. I will be releasing more showcases showing the Dahlia alongside other characters you can use with her, but when it comes to super break teams, she is definitely an excellent asset for those types of teams due to what she'll be able to provide for those teams. I would love to know though if you are considering the Dahlia. I am personally pretty excited for her. I cannot wait to try her out with some of my characters that I've built to be more break oriented, or of course just the super break DPS I have on my own account. And I would just love to know if you are personally pulling yourself or if you're potentially skipping her for either a different character in 3.8 or even a future patch instead. Lastly, I hope you all did enjoy today's video, and if you did, do make sure to subscribe, leave a like to support today's video, and I hope to see you all next time. Peace.